Can you really retire at 60 in the UK without a big pension? It's a question a lot of people start asking in their late 50s, especially once work begins to feel harder than it used to. If you've ever searched things like, how much do I need to retire? Or can I retire at 60 in the UK? Then this video is for you. Because the honest answer isn't a yes or no. It depends on how the numbers actually work, not how reassuring a calculator makes them look. Now, 60 feels like a natural retirement age, doesn't it? But in the UK it sits at an awkward gap. You can usually access a private pension from 55 or 57, depending on your age. But the state pension doesn't arrive until you're 67. That means if you retire at 60, you're funding 7 full years entirely on your own. No state pension, no safety net, just your pension pot, savings, and if you're lucky to have it, other income. And this gap is where many plans quietly unravel. Let's use some realistic figures. If you retire at 60 with £250,000 in your pension pot and you follow the common 4% rule, that will give you around £10,000 a year before tax. At £300,000, it's around £12,000 a year. And at £400,000, roughly £16,000 a year. Now that's not nothing, but it's also not a full replacement for an income. And crucially, those numbers assume your pot keeps growing enough in the background to sustain your withdrawals. And this is the part that most calculators don't explain very well. The 4% rule is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean you'll be fine. It means this might survive a 30-year retirement under certain conditions. But if you start withdrawing at 60, you're stretching the rule over a longer time period with more uncertainty before state pension support kicks in. And once you start withdrawing from a pension, you also change how future contributions work. In many cases, you limit how much you can put back in later. So the decision is often irreversible. And this is the trade-off most people don't factor in properly. Retiring at 60 doesn't just reduce income, it increases pressure. Pressure to keep spending low, avoid market dips, delay any big house projects, skip holidays, and avoid mistakes. Many people can retire at 60, but only by shrinking their lifestyle more than they expect to. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. It means it needs to be a conscious choice, not a calculator-driven one. A more realistic question is this: can my pension comfortably carry me to state pension age, not just through the first few years? For many people, even 1 or 2 extra working years reduces early withdrawals, shortens the risky gap, and dramatically improves long-term stability. It's often less about hitting a magic number and more about when you start drawing it down. So can you retire at 60 in the UK without a big pension? Sometimes, yes, but it works best when the numbers, timing and lifestyle all line up, not just one of them. If this video helped you think differently about your own plans, have a look through the channel. I'm documenting these decisions as I go in real time without pretending anything simple. And I'd genuinely like to know, what age are you aiming for and what pension number are you working towards?